Okay, this is the Revell Germany's 132nd scale HE-111P. It's their latest bomber release. Before that, they released a Ju-88. If any has people here built Revell Germany models?
Yes.
Okay. Their latest series of airplanes, starting with their 109 G6, and now they've got a new G14 out. They're really fantastic kits. Very, very little filling required. They keep the cost down, but not by not including things like aft interior detailing that you never see anyway, engines and things like that. This one, contrary to their previous models, this one actually has a bomb bay, which is very, very nicely detailed. And by the way, this is, with the exception of the seat belts in the pilot's seat, this is right out of the box. Their kits are, like I said, they're very, very nicely detailed. They're they give you everything. They give you everything to build one of two different versions, and all of their flight controls can be positioned up, down, medium. The paintwork was all done with enamel paints. I use Model Masters enamel, and it's all done by brush, by hand. I don't use an airbrush or anything like that.
You know, if you got another one of these, you ought to think about a Spanish.
Yeah, well, if they can come up with the nose for it, because I'm not scratch building that nose. That's way too much work.
What difference was it?
It's an airline nose. The Spanish Civil War ones were airlines.
Not Spanish Civil War. I'm talking about the post-war hybrids.
Oh, that's not what you said.
Merlin engines.
Yes, what you said. Oh, I thought you meant, okay, the ones with the Merlin. Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. Make a Casa 211 out of it. What's that saying? Oh yeah, they're done with I'm sorry, I did not use Model Masters. Scratch that. I painted this entirely with Humbrol enamel paints. I found I don't know why I haven't used them before. Humbrols are fabulous paints. I really like them, especially when you hand brush them, because they dry fairly flat without any kind of buildup. Right. You can thin them down. You can do anything with them. They're really very very nice.
Humbrol is a British paint.
Yeah.
Do you know where the paint's made?
Yes. The paint itself? Yeah. Probably in India.
Seattle.
The paint is made in Seattle.
And shipped to England in 55-gallon drums.
And then, of course, they put them in tinlets and sell them back, so we're paid from postage both ways.
So we can't buy them from the source here.
So I can go buy a 55.
Another feature about this model that I thought was pretty cool is that this upper deck piece here can be removed to show an interior.
Yeah,
looks like the nose can be removed, right?
And then, yes, I did that deliberately because I wanted to show the interior of this nose here, so you guys can take a look at the interior there.
Some big paint company in Seattle, one day, because he was a model builder. He said, you know what,
So it's
Humbrol paints are made like?
it's not designed that way. You're supposed to actually glue the whole canopy piece together. I did
They're made in Seattle.
I just did it that way so I can take the nose off to show more of the interior.
Oh, they only have one set of flight controls? I didn't realize that.
Most German and
Actually-
British bombers only had one
Right,
set.
yeah.
Some of them had a swing over yoke, though, so that the radio man, observer, whoever could take over.
You also notice that the pilot is the only guy in the airplane with seatbelts.
Seatbelts, yeah.
All German bombers were like that. The rest of the flight crew did not have seatbelts on their seats.
Is that because that made it
Kind of like
easier to
modern
bail out?
German airlines.
Well, I guess it designs, yeah, that and there are crash positions in German bombers. They're supposed to go behind this bulkhead here with their back against the bulkhead, and that's actually a much better way of surviving, I guess. And then, of course, the pilot has to be strapped in so that he can fly the airplane all the way down.
Remember, the Sturmovik gunners didn't even have a seat.
Yeah, right.
All they had was a wide leather strap.
The P models, they only made two versions of the P1 and P2, and the only difference really between the Ps and the Hs, which they made a lot more of, were the engines. The Ps had UMO engines in them, and the H models had Daimler-Benz engines in them.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
The H's had,
Daimler-Benz engines, yes.
pretty sure those
model
were
is
the UMOs.
Model plane?
What's this? What?
What's the designation for this
It's a
plane?
P1 or 2.
HE-111.
Hankel 111 P1 or P2.
yeah.
Yeah, Hankel, yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
And the H's had DBs.
Either that or the other way around. They had the UMOs and these guys had the
I think it was the other way around
DBs.
because
Whatever.
I think the H's, because they made a shitload of H's and they had a much higher priority for the fighters, for the DBs.
Well,
Okay, all right, then it's probably the UMOs that were in this version.
Is how
and
many,
the
how many
DBs
of the
are in-
planes they went from radials to in line?
Well, Dorner did a lot of that.
Yeah. The first few models were radial, all of a sudden it had a long, skinny, streamlined thing, and it was went to radial. I went to
Dornier,
line.
Folk-Wolf, Curtis,
Yeah.
it's all been done.
The only thing else I was going to say about this was
You wanna go
the weathering technique I used on this was all done with dry brushing.
Yeah, Kawasaki.
The markings are set up in a temporary night finish for the Blitz that started in October of 1940. I'm doing an entire series of Battle of Britain airplanes, and they
In this scale?
In this scale, yeah. The only one that's not in this scale of the major airplanes that participated in the Battle of Britain is the Dorner 17, and Revell of Germany announced that they will be producing one.
Are you gonna be able to get in your house when you get most of them built?
No problem. He doesn't know about the Garage Mahal, does he?
Garage Mahal?
I have a garage that I built in my backyard that's like a little museum. It's as big as this room.
Okay, then you got room for it.
So
Your wife might be complaining when she can't get in the living room.
tough. She's out. I'm here, right? The other three guys, they don't make it because the wife said no, but I'm here. Are there any questions?
Mahal is also a Tagalog word for
Thank you.
dear
Thank you.
sweetheart.
Well, that model size is wonderful to build because you get everything in detail. And so
Great for us older guys with eyes that are failing.
yes, right.
The problem is, for the lazy types like me, you're obligated to do all that super detailing, and I'm just too lazy to do that.
Well, that's all part of the. That's the biggest problem with the bigger scale. In fact, I'm building the Airfix 24th scale airplanes, single engine planes. Those are huge.
Thank you.